Zion Williamson's time with the New Orleans Pelicans has been shrouded by injury and uncertainty, but the star power forward indicated very recently that if a new deal is given, he plans to stay. But do you think the Pelicans want to keep him? Here's everything you need to know about Williamson and how he feels about potentially remaining with the Pelicans, along with other need-to-know news. Stay tuned for all the inside information.
But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2K22 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
In recent news, NBA player Zion Williamson has claimed he would certainly remain with his current team, the New Orleans Pelicans. Here's what you need to know. For the very first time since late last year, the New Orleans Pelicans forward was asked if he would sign the extension he's eligible for this offseason if the Pelicans offered one. Of course, Williamson responded. I couldn't sign it fast enough. Williamson is supposedly eligible to sign a 5-year, $181 million rookie deal, a truly insane amount of money, especially for a rookie. However, after missing the entire 2021-22 season due to a right foot fracture, he has only appeared in 85 games in his 3-year career. Willie Green, coach of the New Orleans Pelicans, said it was wonderful to hear Williams say that he very much wishes to remain in New Orleans, but he's focused on basketball. I love that he wants to be here, that he wants to be in the gym, wanting to be healthy, striving to be the best player he can be, Green said. We welcome anyone who wishes to be part of the New Orleans community and culture. That's exactly what we want, seemingly implying that they too want Zion to stay for the long term. Williamson then went on to describe this past season as a difficult year because he was unable to play at all. He began rehab in Portland away from the club in January, did not return until early March. Williamson added that rejoining the team helped put him in a wonderful space, despite the fact that he still could not perform. The catalyst for Williamson's remarks was New Orleans' season-ending Game 6 loss just this past weekend. After an unexpected playoff berth under first-year coach Willie Green, the Pelicans, powered by Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum, lost their first-round series against the Suns. The Pelicans' impressive finish to the season reignited speculation about Williamson's health and availability. Despite contradictory reports addressing his development and forecasting his return, the 2021 All-Star spent the season recuperating while dealing with setbacks. However, late in the season and during New Orleans' playoff push, Williamson began playing 5-on-5 with teammates and coaches. While he was never allowed to participate in actual games, Williamson said that he felt he could have, but that he, the coaching staff, and front office concluded that holding out would be best for him in the long run. Because of Williamson's injury history, the Pelicans may attempt to include safeguards in the agreement, similar to what the Philadelphia 76ers did in October 2017 with center Joel Embiid, who played a mere 31 games in his third season after missing the previous 2 years due to a similar injury. So why would they want to keep a player who could be prone to further injuries? Well, on the attacking end, the 6'6", 285-pounder has proven he can truly dominate. During his second season, in 2020-21, he averaged 27 points and 7.2 rebounds while shooting an incredible 61.1% from the field. He was also named to the All-Star team at the age of 20 and came close to being named All-NBA selection despite playing for a team that hasn't always performed well or been in the top slots. However, according to various Pelican officials, securing a future with Williamson, Brandon Ingram, and CJ McCollum as franchise leaders appears to be a good start towards the sustainable success that New Orleans has been aiming for since the arrival of David Griffin as the team's executive vice president of basketball operations. But giving so much money to someone who could be out for another season potentially is a very risky move. However, if Williamson comes back and can manage to not exacerbate his prior injury, the Pelicans could be in an excellent position competitively. If the Pelicans are seeking for reasons to be more confident in their decision, Williamson's comments on what he observed during the team's playoff run this season made him sound as if he's enthused about staying in New Orleans for the long haul, but only time will tell whether he will remain where he is or be traded to another team. In other Zion Williamson news, many people have speculated on things he must change this upcoming season. After a truly astounding season in which he averaged 27 points and made the All-Star team as a 20-year-old, Zion Williamson missed the entire previous season for the New Orleans Pelicans. Williamson's health will be the main question and concern of the offseason after missing the entire season due to a foot injury. The Pelicans are a possible title contender when fully healthy, which is why they must assess how they will employ Zion when he returns. Here's how his role should be altered. First off, many say Zion Williamson should play less point guard. Having a 285-pound athlete who can handle the ball and initiate like a point guard is a distinct advantage, and it's one of the characteristics that distinguishes Zion as a possible generational talent. But he doesn't have to do it all the time, especially in the half court where the Pelicans have Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum to create and draw double teams. Under SVG, the Pelicans frequently forced the action with Zion in the half court, resulting in a lot of immobility, tough shots, and harsh contact. The Pelicans must provide Zion with more simple shots that do not require him to sacrifice his body by taking on the entire defense in the post. With the acquisition of CJ McCollum and the improvement in playmaking from Brandon Ingram, the Pelicans should have far more ways to win than they did in the 2020-21 season. Playing Zion off the ball more will allow other scorers to take advantage of his gravity and get more open looks, eventually opening things up for more Zion himself. Secondly, next season, Zion Williamson will have more weapons around him, which he must utilize this upcoming season, especially if he remains with New Orleans. He averaged 3.7 assists per game in 2020-21, so we know the man can pass, but he needs to do a lot more than just dump it off after a double team. Last season, Willie Green created a team mentality in the Pelicans, and the squad was way better at playing as one, moving the ball and not relying on isolation as they had in the past. With 4 starters averaging 18+ points per game, the Pelicans don't have to rely on Zion and can instead keep the ball moving and exploit mismatches everywhere they appear. Now, when it comes to handling the ball in transition or initiating offense in the open court, the Pelicans should not try to slow Zion down, but when things slow down, they should have him keep the ball moving, which will make them much more tough to defend overall. There will be occasions when Zion takes over a game, but he needs to take more easy shots throughout the season, take less damage, and play more within the team concept when he returns. Working together will be absolutely crucial, and he must get behind this idea. Finally, will the Knicks snatch up Williamson this offseason? This NBA offseason will be critical for the New Orleans Pelicans. After acquiring CJ McCollum and Larry Nance Jr. from the Portland Trail Blazers before the trade deadline, they discovered that they possessed a relatively good competitive roster. One rumor that's been around for a few months is that the New York Knicks are looking for a way to trade so they can snatch up Zion Williamson. McCollum and Brandon Ingram combined to form a very effective offense for the Pelicans. They defeated the San Antonio Spurs and the Los Angeles Clippers in the NBA play-in game before taking the #1 seeded Phoenix Suns to 6 games in the first round. Consider how much more dangerous the Pelicans would be with Williamson as their premier player. Williamson was forced to miss the whole 2021-22 season. He seemed like he was wanting to go on the court during the postseason, but the team remained cautious. This offseason, Williamson is eligible for a contract extension, and it will be intriguing to see how things play out. However, in order to acquire him, the Knicks would most certainly have to give up a large portion of their recent assets. In that hypothetical deal, the Knicks send out Obi Toppin, Alec Burks, and 4 first-round picks to New Orleans in exchange for Williamson. From the standpoint of New York, that is a lot of draft money to trade for someone who hasn't proven he can stay on the court. Additionally, Julius Randle is probably still on the roster at this point, resulting in an unbalanced squad if Williamson was to join. If the Knicks decide to trade out Randle, then Williamson could very well make the switch. However, as we mentioned earlier, he seems pretty content to stay with the Pelicans, but will they want to keep him? Only time will tell. And there you have it, everything you need to know about Zion Williamson and how he is very enthusiastic about remaining with the New Orleans Pelicans. Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching.